You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking.
So in today's video, we'll be talking about title insurance, and today we have a special guest, Cheryl Miller, that will be talking about it. Have at it.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Cheryl Miller with Security Title Services. I have 28 years of experience in the title industry, and we love to partner up with amazing real estate companies and agents and the loan officers here in the state of Indiana. We are locally owned, and I have the privilege of working with Deant'eGotIt. So we look forward to discussing title work and the importance, and we'll get back to you.
Alrighty, stay tuned. So before we get started, how about you tell us a little bit more about you and your professional life?
Thank you. I've been in the title industry for 28 years. I work for Security Title. We're a locally owned title company. We close in all 92 locations in the state of Indiana, and we have 11 closing locations around Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. I have an amazing passion for title, obviously, since I've been in it for 28 years, but it's the people that I get to work with. They're amazing. Our customer service is amazing, and helping people get to the closing table and enjoying the experience at the table, it's a wow factor. So thanks for asking.
You're welcome. It makes it a little bit easier too when you get to experience something different, because the title process, isn't it at least the last process when you're going to buy the property?
It is the last process, and it's the final piece of resistance to getting to the closing table. You've got your buyers, your sellers, the agents, the loan officer, and that's the final time you get to see them until they're moving into their house. So we need, as a title company, to make it special for your clients. You're not just herding people in and they're signing. They need to have the opportunity to feel comfortable, to sign the documents, understand what they're signing, or they walk out of here and they're very confused and overwhelmed.
Sure.
So
yeah, that can be a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. So thanks for that information. So we're gonna have a few questions to ask to elaborate about the topic to make it easier for someone that's new to it, or somebody that hasn't done it in a while but has been through the process already.
Okay, great.
So the first question would be, how do you choose a title company?
You know, to me, they have a relationship with their realtor, and they have a relationship with their loan officer. We work directly with those two entities.
Yeah.
And so we often suggest for you to let your clients know, hey, here's my preferred title company, but please call them so that they can build a relationship with us as well. So I can take a phone call, answer their concerns and their questions, so they feel comfortable when they walk in here. My front door is supposed to make them feel welcome, like they're coming into their home.
Yeah, that definitely gives the vibe.
Yeah.
So the second question would be, why do I need title work?
Nobody wants title work. I sell something that nobody wants. Nobody understands it either, so that's a great question. We protect your house, and we do all of the research on the house and the property that you're either selling or you're buying. So we do all the investigation work up front, so that once you buy the house, everything's good.
Like a clear conscience in a way.
Yes, exactly.
Peace of mind is priceless.
Yes.
Third question would be, when should I order a title work or title work?
Title work.
Yeah.
When I get to work with you, for example, I try to let the agents know to focus on ordering the title work as soon as they get a listing. That way, we do preliminary title work, and we get to see if there's anything ugly or scary, or if it's beautiful, perfect title work. So the house does not have any judgments or liens or encumbrances that a client may not even know. Because with myself, you said my name's Cheryl Miller.
Yeah.
It's a very generic name. So any Cheryl Miller that owns property, their judgments can be put on my property.
Gotcha.
So I need to let your client know, if you order it in advance, you're doing them a favor. We find out anything wonky, and then we get to start cleaning it up before you're locked into a purchase agreement and you have a limited amount of time. And you being a great agent, you've just serviced them, because we start working on the title work they don't have penalties and fees because they're having to extend the purchase agreement.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Makes life easier. The next question would be, will there be a point of contact, or is it I call you and some random person pick up the phone?
Call me directly. I give my cell phone number out. That way you know you're speaking to someone with experience.
Yeah.
My receptionist has experience. We train everyone on multi-levels in our particular company, Security Title. However, I've got 28 years experience in my tool belt. So
Gotcha.
if you need an immediate answer, chances are it's already up in my head, or like what I like to say, Cherylville, and I can answer the question for you and for your client.
Okay, yeah, because when it comes, they say when a person is buying real estate, that's one of the biggest purchases of their life.
It's huge.
So you want a good team on you.
Right, exactly.
So that makes sense.
Yep.
The next question would be, why should you call around before picking a title company?
I think you want to have a comfort level. If they call a couple of other title companies and see that the service or the person that answers the phone, or the person in our case takes the time to answer their questions because we care, it's a difference. The policy itself is the same. My policy, another policy, it's the same. Price wise, they're almost the same. You may see a $10 to $15 difference in title fees across the board. It's the people that you're working with, the customer service, the follow through afterwards, and the access. You have access to my cell phone number. You'll have access to my closer. You'll have access to any of your information after the closing. With a kind heart, we want to answer the questions for you. So that's the big difference, and that's what I sell. I choose to sell quality and customer service.
Nice. What's the point of speaking with a sales rep? I never understood that. When
I'm the one that can give the title quote on the fees if that's their main concern. Like if I'm buying a car, how much does a car cost? Break down what these fees are for me. Why am I paying that? So I have all of the fees in my head because it's what I've been doing. There are standard buyer's closing fees if you're working with a buyer. There are standard seller's closing fees, so I can answer those questions. You may have negotiated some of the fees being paid for on behalf of the other person. I can answer your client's questions about those fees. And then they're not surprised when they get to the closing table, and that makes it easier for yourself, myself, and everybody involved.
Okay. With my experience as a real estate agent, when it comes to the market shifts, and sometimes the buyer market is in the seller's market.
Exactly.
When you have to negotiate what you just said about the closing, when you ask the seller to pay for the buyer's closing costs, is that when we contact you guys to help with the transaction?
With the transaction. Yeah, I mean, you can negotiate that on the purchase agreement, and I even have some products that can help you, or I can do it for you because you're busy. I would hope that you're out busy selling and finding homes for your buyers. So I don't want you to have to master title or title insurance. So I have an app that is a seller or a buyer's net sheet that yes, you can download on your phone, or you can work with it after hours. But again, you have accessibility to myself with my cell phone number, and like you can see, I'm available in the evenings. I help you on the weekends, and I'll answer those questions, and I can throw together a seller or a buyer's net sheet with what you've negotiated.
Gotcha. Okay. It is a Saturday, and it is her day off, so that just tells you right down. The next question would be, how much does title work cost?
It varies. So on the seller side, the policy itself, the owner's policy, is the most expensive closing fee on a transaction with a title company. That's all based off, in the state of Indiana, off of the sales price. So it could be anywhere from $250 if you're looking at a $60,000 house, but if you have a $400,000 or $500,000 house, your policy could be $600, $700, $800. But again, like we've talked about since we work together, you as an agent can get their prior policy, which then gets your client a 20% discount from us on their owner's policy. So you create savings for them.
Talking about having connections.
Yes.
Do I pay for upfront the title work?
No, you don't pay for preliminary upfront, you don't pay for the title upfront. We collect it from the proceeds at the closing table. That way there's nothing upfront. If something were to cancel, God forbid something happens and the transaction doesn't come to fruition, then we still do not charge. We do our work for free. We get paid at the closing table when it closes.
Nice. And the last question, how long does it take to receive a title commitment?
Title commitments, depending on the counties and how much has been attached to a property, standard time is about 48 hours. I would say 48 hours you should be able to get a title commitment. However, if it's a commercial property, that could take you 5 to 7 business days. If there are a lot of judgments and liens because of a common last name, or they are actually on the property and they are the consumers, it takes us longer. So I would say maximum 5 days for residential.
Yeah, that's not
quick.
bad.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, because you obviously will be busy during that whole week. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. The horizon is looking bright for more videos. The information inside this video will be down in the description below. And by any means, never give up on your dreams. Have a nice day.